Hi guys, this is Lada and I'm re-recording the final meditation of this female workshop we've done today, the healing our connection with the divine masculine. And I got kicked out of Zoom, and when I got back it was recording, but somehow the recording didn't save. And then I've just spent about 2.5 hours trying to record this, because whenever I'm almost done, miraculously I run out of storage or something happens, somebody calls. So there's definitely very intense energy around this topic, and the topic of the meditation is connecting with the Supreme Being in its wholeness, so it's a good one. But I also thought it might be nice to record it and post it on YouTube, so you can also use it as a standalone meditation if you want to sit in this energy. Or you can share it if you think, some woman would benefit from it. Please feel free to share it. And let's just jump in, and let's hope this time it's gonna record, which I already said several times. So I'm gonna invite you to close your eyes and check in with your female body. And if you've done the whole workshop today and this is your last part of the workshop, just really check in with the difference in your body, because you've done over 1.5 hours of like a really deep healing already. Notice if there's more space, or if you just really stirred up a lot of things and you might be still releasing a lot during this meditation. And healing is a process. It's not one-off, check, done, healing done, let's move on. That's a sales technique. And honestly, I unfortunately see a lot of people out there, doing one course and just kind of putting out there that message that healing is this like one-off thing, And honestly, if somebody is giving you this message or it's invalidating your process of healing, they haven't done healing themselves, because whoever really done a deep in the body healing understands that it's messy. It's a process. Healing is a spiral. It's not linear. And there's really no limit on how much we can heal ourselves or how much free we can get, right? It's up to you. So I'm going to invite you to allow that female creative energy that's been running through your body, just ground out for now. Just ground it in front of your abdomen again. Noticing the color, the vibration, if it got brighter since we started today. And if you're doing this for the first time today, just notice the color. What color is my female creative energy today? Really connected to earth. Yeah, and again, if you have been running it already, it's kind of clear and it's yours. If you're doing this for the first time or it's your first meditation of the day, you really want to ground that female creative energy and release anybody else's energy, because you don't want to run that stuff through your body unless it's really yours. So if it doesn't feel right, you might just leave it grounded outside of your abdomen, outside of your belly, and keep releasing. And I'm going to invite you to release your grounding cord, and we're going to create a new one for this meditation. And the topic is connecting and getting a healing from the Supreme Being in its wholeness. So just notice what kind of energetical connection with the planet you fancy for this. What will validate your female body for this meditation and perhaps the rest of your day. So with your eyes closed, from that center of your head, the third eye, just visualize an image that will connect your female body with the center of the planet. And then grab it and connect it to your first chakra at the base of your spine and with the center of the planet. Let's make it wide and strong. Just really start relaxing more into the body, into the safety of the connection with the planet, you know, and we often get ungrounded, and that's why we don't feel safe, right? So as we ground, we can really start relaxing into being supported and held from below. And that's something that some of you shared during the workshop today, right? That, like, relaxing into that connection above and below, being held by this planet and also being held by the divine. And then, of course, because we have female bodies, we want to ground that female space, such a huge energy space for us. So you can allow the grounding cord kind of vibrationally, maybe creating a bit of a bubble or a flower that will encompass your whole female space, you know, and it will ground your ovaries and your womb. So your female space is grounded and you can own it, and you can also keep releasing old stuff and other people's stuff. Right? So those ovaries are like little sponges. So when we meditate and when we have them grounded for such a long time, we start releasing very old pain. They start kind of pulling out that old pain from different parts of our body, and we can finally let it go. So if it gets uncomfortable, you know, it's okay. You're moving through it. Breathe through it. Don't abandon it, because you're abandoning yourself, right? When you just kind of leave in the middle because it gets uncomfortable. So just breathe and move through the discomfort, move through the pain. It's coming out. It's not just appearing. It's been there the whole time, but it's coming to the surface because we're doing this deep healing work, right? So we're bringing it to the unconsciousness so we can release it. So it comes up and out. And that's where sometimes women get triggered, right? It's like when it's coming up, it's like, oh, I can't be with this. I gotta go do something. I gotta kind of, but then you're missing that moment when you can finally let it go, and you might be waiting for this for a long time. So just make a commitment to yourself to sit through it, breathe through it, let it go. If it comes up, it doesn't always come up. Yeah. So ground that female space, and then also say hello to that creative energy now in front of your abdomen. And if it's clear and feels good, just let it come into your body and move and loop and help you release, help you reset your energy in your female body. You can let it run through this whole meditation. Yeah. And I'm going to invite you to create a golden beam of light that connects the top of your head, where is our crown chakra, our seventh chakra, our knowingness, our certainty, connection to the divine, up to the Supreme Being. And just highlight for yourself that part of the Supreme Being, that connection that is the masculine, the divine masculine. And then also highlight the part that is the feminine, the divine feminine, the goddess. So we're saying hello to the Supreme Being in its wholeness, not just a part, right? Where the picture, the image of the divine masculine is wounded and, you know, weak and, you know, needs to power over somebody. And then the divine feminine is in the shadow, and then she was split in two. So yeah, that's what we're awakening from on this planet, you know, all this control and lie. So we're connecting to the truth, and you are having your own experience, right? Have your own experience with this. So I'm going to guide you through meditation. And just go with your own experience here. You can even allow images come up to you if you want to create a rose and look into the rose, so you're staying also in the center of your head. Just allow yourself to experience this healing. So the first energy we want to say hello to and ask for healing from the Supreme Being is to help us loosen up, and so we can start releasing control and the lies they tell us that we can't connect to the divine directly, that the divine is only masculine, which is especially invalidating for women, right? Something above us, something we can't reach. Like, yeah, I don't have a male body. Like, does it make me less? No. It's part of the control mechanism. How does it feel to connect to, both parts of the divine, the Supreme Being? Not just a piece of it. And start releasing any fear of punishment, unworthiness. Because we're told that, we're sinful, we're dirty, right? And it doesn't, I was actually born in atheist country, and I still have that in me, right? Because this control energy has been on earth for thousands of years, programming us and controlling us. And that's what we're awakening from, right? And there's this really nice chick movie that I watched growing up, and there's this little kind of quote or something, it says that freedom can have only the person who deserves it. And not in a sense of deserving, how we're told like we're undeserving, but it's more like you got to work for your freedom. You're going to actively work for your freedom. So yes, we can have it, but we got to actively work for it, deconstructing the lies, releasing them, doing internal work around it. So claim your freedom, claim it, work for it, apply it. And so just really ask the Supreme Being, to give you a healing on your free will or your ability to connect directly. You don't need any third person or an institution to connect to the divine. That's your right. That's our right. We're part of the divine. We are a divine, right? We're divine, part of the divine incarnated in this body. And just breathe and allow the beam of light to grow even bigger and start connecting to your heart, and just give a healing to your heart. The heart chakra, when it's open and it's flowing and it's balanced, there's a balance of self-love and love to others. We're aware of our purpose. It creates a bridge between our spiritual and physical self, right? So we can embody our light, we can embody our truth. It's not just a concept or an idea, it's something we live. Is it always easy to live our truth? I can tell you it isn't. I live it, and it's not always easy. And you're not always going to be validated by people around you, but that's what we're learning. We're learning to live in our light, right? And lean into it. So lean into that connection with the Supreme Being, and notice that it has the God and Goddess within. They're both there. They're equal. You're not less spiritual or less of them because you have a female body. You're sacred. You're divine. You have knowledge. You can give life. So release any invalidation connected to the fact that you are a spiritual female. And you might have never been recognized as such, because most spiritual teachings are taught by men, right? And from their experience. And on a level of spirit, yes, we are the same. But then we're choosing and creating these bodies and awakening in them, and we need to understand how the energy works. Where is our work? Men have their work, women have their work. Breathe and just allow that heart to start releasing that pain and disconnect. And we've all been hurt, right? If you live your life fully and openly and you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you get hurt. It's just part of this experience. But you can grow from it. You can be deeper, more compassionate, understand yourself, and then perhaps start choosing people who are more gentle with your heart because they're gentle with theirs. People who are more aware, more grounded. And we live in the society of very wounded and closed heart chakras. Or perhaps people who did work that energy, but they never brought it fully in the body, you know, and I call it spiritual bypassing, right? So those are that spiritual people who are very knowledgeable and seem very balanced, but when it comes to everyday life, connections, relationships, it's a disconnect. They're absolutely not living what they're teaching, right? So just release any of that invalidation and hurt. Even invalidation around your own vulnerability. Let go of control and shame, guilt. You know, pretty much since we're born, we're guilt-tripped into something, right? There's always some kind of guilt tripping. It's so interesting. I've been really looking at shame and guilt past 4 or 5 months pretty actively, and I just keep being amazed. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, it's incredible how it penetrates us. Just breathe and keep releasing. Notice that the Supreme Being doesn't think you're better if you're filled with shame and guilt and you belittle yourself. It's not why we're here. Just keep releasing and let that beam just become even wider and stronger so it will encompass your whole body. So you're basking in the light of the Supreme Being and you are in your body and the light is coming to you. You don't leave your body to reach it, right? That's a lot of spiritual people just leave their body to connect. But that's why they're not happy in their body. They're not fulfilled, right? So we're learning how to bring it to us, how to connect with it while we're in these bodies. And it's our birthright. Say hello specifically also to your female body and start releasing any shame connected to having a female body. Your sexuality, to your menstruational cycle. Like, there are actually cultures on the planet, right, where a woman, when she's menstruating, she is untouchable, she's undesirable, she needs to sleep in her own room, she's outcasted. And yet those men who outcasted her wouldn't be here without the womb of a woman, right? So if we really start looking at all those things, it's just, I'm flabbergasted about the amount of energy and lies we're holding in our bodies. And if it doesn't feel right, it's not yours. It's really that simple. Breathe into it. Let it go. Breathe into those spaces that are tight. Say hello to your grounded female space. You can even put your hands on it, and I'm doing this work a lot, and I keep getting to different layers of it, right? So again, there are layers to this healing. There's no magical pill. Keep moving through it. And that's what's going to empower you, because when we really understand we can move these energies, it keeps empowering us. It keeps empowering us, because when we go within, that's where we have the power. If we're trying to change things outside of ourselves, all our energy goes there and we lose connection to ourselves. Just really allow that golden light of the Supreme Being penetrate you, give you a healing. Give a healing to your inner balance and your connection to divinity. Perhaps even releasing any pain from your past lives when you were in your light, you were in your truth, and you were persecuted. We all had them. If you're spiritual this lifetime, if you were born with awareness of spirit, you have those. This is not the first time you are here on earth awakening. You know, it may be releasing kind of energetically from behind you, your back and behind in your aura. That's where our past life libraries are stored, you know. So if you kind of feel some pressure around your neck, shoulders, back, it's good. Let's keep releasing. Let it go. Ask Supreme Being to help you. And notice you can communicate with them. And I call Supreme Being them because it's the masculine and feminine aspect, right? Because it's just my way of honoring both, as opposed to just that one part, the masculine, which we were trained and programmed to look at. And that's why we feel split inside, right? That's why our divinity feels split and we're confused, because we haven't been saying to the divine as a whole. So just ask the Supreme Being to help you heal that split within, or a layer of it. Again, healing is a process. I've been mentioning it today in the workshop. It's in layers. It's not linear. So if you're sometimes lost and confused, yes, that's part of healing. If you always think you know where you are, you're more stuck in your analytical kind of part of a brain, in the thinking part. Just allow for things to unfold and sometimes be in the unknown. It really is part of the healing and our journey. Give yourself permission to release any confusion, because confusion is often created by other people's energies and information. And we don't know what's ours and what's not. Because there's a clarity about our own truth, you know, when we really allow it to come in, there's a peace to it, you know. That's always been my experience. And when I talk to others, you know, there's clarity. So if there's some confusion, keep releasing, because that's other people's information, maybe their agenda or wishes, their belief systems. It's not yours. And it's not going to work for you because it's not yours. Yeah. Just breathe into those tight places. We're going to stay here for a few more minutes. And please just ask the Supreme Being, you know, for if there's any message for you, maybe a mantra or affirmation that's really for you in this part of your journey. And just allow it to come to you. If it doesn't naturally come to you, don't try to make it up. Maybe it might be not important on this part of your journey, right? But if it comes, embrace it, allow it. Let it come into your body, resonate in it. Because that's the only way affirmations can work. It's not just repeating mindlessly. Then you're just creating programming over programming that you're trying to let go of. affirmations only work when we're fully in our integrity, our spirit, our mind, our emotions, and our body, our physical body. Then an affirmation that we connect to in the right time can be extremely powerful. Let it come to your heart, to your body. And if it doesn't have a form of words, that's okay. Just let it come in. When the time comes, it's gonna take a form. We can't push our healing either, you know, and I could write a book about it. I'm like, I want to do this, and I'm pushing, and it's not manifesting, and then, well, I gotta let it go. And then when time comes, it's like, oh, this is the time, and things just start falling into pieces. And just allow yourself to lean into that beautiful light of Supreme Being, being held by it. Notice it doesn't have conditions. You don't need to be better. You don't need to be a certain kind of person or have money or look a certain way. This is absolutely unconditional support and love and guidance. Let's lean into that and release anywhere from your body where you can't have it, where you were told you're not worthy of it. You need to do better, you need to pray more, you need to do more, you need to, you know, let that go, because it's your birthright to have this. And notice you can connect to this anytime, because this is your right to connect to the Supreme Being and its wholeness and being embraced by it. And you can use it in your life, you know, you can use it for guidance, if you teach, if you guide, you know, connect your classes with this energy, you know, ground it. That's where miracles can happen. That's when magic happens, where we sometimes let go of our small will and thinking what we need to do or what must happen, and surrender it. So just surrender. Easier said than done, but it's like everything else we're learning, because we were told we need to control everything. So surrender is a process also. There you go. And really say hello to your body as a divine, it's your divine chariot this lifetime. Your female body is divine. And it's sacred and beautiful. Your emotional energy, your sexual energy, you know, your physical shell. It's all part of the divine. It was your first creation as a spirit. You created this body, so it will give you everything you need to awaken in it. And if you're sitting here meditating now, you have that intention. You want to awaken more, become more aware in the body. You wouldn't be here if you're not interested in embodying your light. So just have it. This is your intention on your journey, on everything that brought you to this moment. You don't need to hold on to it. You release the pain, you release, you know, whatever is stuck, but have your story, have what brought you here, because there's wisdom in it, there are gifts in it. And I'm also asking the Supreme Being the whole time, as I've been holding this container, to keep giving us all a healing on our ability to manifest and create, have our dreams, live them, live our purpose, have love, have everything that we're longing for, that our soul is longing for, because that's important. And I mentioned it in the meditation in the class, and I'm just going to mention it again. For those of you who know me, you know I love Rumi because he was teaching about the divine love. And one of his pretty famous, actually, quotes that's out there is that we are not a drop in the ocean. We're the entire ocean in a drop. And he, of course, talks about our divinity. So say hello to it in every cell, in every part of your being. You deserve to be here. And then you can start disconnecting. You can allow that beam of light, just thank the Supreme Being, and just allow it to kind of start coming up again and going up. And you can do this anytime. You can use this meditation anytime. You can do it by yourself, of course. In each of these workshops and meditations, you're also learning tools. And then create one last big golden sun of this workshop or this meditation, even bigger than any of those you created before, and let it vibrate at the frequency of your divine light. Also saying hello to the frequency of the divine feminine, because you have a female body, right? And as women, we live in a masculine world. It's so easy for us to become the masculine, to match it, you know. Let's say hello to our divine feminine essence. And then bring it into your body, really feeling yourself in. Bringing in all the new frequencies and answers and in mock-ups, because you've created space for them now. Really own all of it. Own your healing, own your body, your energetical space, your aura. You can allow the female creative energy to come out again and ground it. Really saturate your female space with that gold. So you're filled with yourself, right? So we're releasing everything that's old and not ours, so we can fill ourselves in with our own light, our own truth, our own purpose. Not anybody else's, but ours. Okay. And then you can, with your eyes closed, just bend down and touch the floor. Shake your head and shoulders. You know, there can be some energy sitting on top of our heads. So we want to kind of ground it out, shake it off. There you go. Well, thank you for meditating with me. You know, and you can leave a note in the comment, or, you know, you can send me an email. And yeah, I think after almost 3 hours of me trying to record this, it's finally recorded. Nothing happened. So I'm gonna release this version to the world. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to my workshops and meditating with me. We all need to do this work, right? And the healing is always within ourselves, right? So that's how we can change the world, is heal ourselves, right? And hold that frequency of truth for others until they're ready to awaken. So thank you for showing up and healing. And I see you soon.